Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I see some of you on the sidelines. Thanks for joining me. So, we're going to start out the same way we start out every morning. I'm going to talk about some important occurrences in the market. We're going to talk about market direction. We're going to talk about possible bullish outcome and bearish scenario. I'm going to give you two scenarios so that you know when you see what's happening in the market, you make the determination. Okay, it's going to be a bull day, or okay, it's going to be a bear day. Let's talk about yesterday. My bull case scenario was we drop to 392, we find support, we shoot up to 396, possibly 397. Now, if you're on my Discord at 393.60, I mentioned key inflection point in the market. I expected the market to be bought up. Then we saw 394. Again, we hovered around there for a while till we saw 396, 397, 398, and we made our way almost up to 399. So the key levels I'm looking at this morning, 399 and 400. I'll explain those when I talk about the SPY ranges. But first, some other bits of information. Yesterday, you could identify, or it actually came on a day and a half ago, puts on Silvergate Technologies. Remember the stock that was down 55% yesterday? Well, they knew ahead of time that they bought the $5 puts. They got it at 99 cents. They executed, and they got the heck out of that trade. So they secured profit. Here's a bullish trade for you. Amazon, $6 million worth of premiums paid for calls that expire March 24th. So today we're March 3rd. So they're only going out 3 weeks. Those are mostly instantaneous returns. You're not going out leap years. You're not going out 3 months. $6 million worth of Amazon calls. Why did the market move yesterday when the market moved? Because the Fed chair Bostic came out and he said that the Fed could pause rate hikes by mid to late summer. Understanding the market has 25 basis points baked in for March, May, and June. So mid to late summer, some people were thinking a fourth rate hike. It has about 30% probability tied into that right now. And then we've heard some Fed chairs speak about a 50 basis point raise coming up in March, whereas that's trading about 33% likelihood to come to fruition right now. With that said, SPY was struggling near its largest dark pool level until it broke through the 396.50 level, which I mentioned was key yesterday. So here's what I'm looking for. Let's just see if I get up to it. Okay, we'll talk about my trades first before what I'm looking for today. I did some UVXY puts. Why? The SPY was sitting at 393 and change. I said to myself, if the SPY strengthens and the market strengthens, and we see 395, even 396, 397, 398, the UVXY will go down. So those $5 puts were $8 a contract. I sold them for $24 a contract, implying 200% profit. Next, let's remember I got into Meta calls 2 days ago. I paid $3.20. I exited on open yesterday. Remember, I told you guys how worried I was. I'm going to try and get out with the smallest loss possible. I got out at $3. They shot all the way down to $1.22. I wanted to get back in at $1.50, and I pushed out on it. I got scared. I was like, I'm not chasing $1.50, $1.22, $1.25, $1.28. Now, those are good entries. $1.50, screw that, I was telling myself. Those Meta calls are going to be up to $5 and change this morning. Again, even if you got in at $3 or sub $3, and you're talking about $5, you're talking about an 80% return. NVIDIA calls, I mentioned that a day ago. Again, around 2:35 p.m., millions of dollars of worth of calls flowed in all day for NVIDIA. I mentioned DraftKings yesterday morning. You guys were asking me, okay, market turns somewhat bullish or even flattens out. What's a good trade? I mentioned DraftKings. Tried to get into DraftKings at $18.08. I was waiting for it to go down to that level. I pulled my order from DraftKings. Not only did it go down to 18.08, it went down to like 18 flat, and then it shot up to 18.55. And I think this morning it's like 18.75. So we're talking about lotto plays. If you're talking about like an $18 call, you would have paid maybe $25 for that call. That call is probably going to be worth $95 on market open. So 25 to 95, you're talking about 230%. So I do, and I am going to start speaking more about specific stocks that I'm looking to move. Why? Because we are in a stock pickers market, meaning the market could go and trade between two ranges and show a narrow range day, but we can have certain stocks that are popping and other stocks that are dropping. So I'd like you to be privy to that information as far as what's going on in my head and what I'm thinking. We got damn good call yesterday. I got into some Rivian calls yesterday, so I'll mention my lotto play yesterday. My lotto play Rivian was what $16. What is it? Let me see where it is. $16 and or maybe it was 17. Rivian. Okay. $15.57 yesterday. I got into my Rivian $15.50 calls. Why? Because Rivian before earlier on the day was trading at $16.19 and had strong demand over $16. So the fact that the market was pulling back and taking everything with it, sort of like a black hole, sucking it in, Rivian shot down to 1557. I said to myself, okay, time to get in. It shot up to 1585. Yes, a major move of 27 cents. And then it pulled back to 1572. I think I'm slightly green as it closed yesterday. These contracts that I got into at $38 were up to $40 at close. Well, that kind of sucks. That's like what, 5%, something to that? That's a piece of shit trade, man. No, but the whole thing is they spiked all the way up to $59 or $60. So if I got in at $38 and I sold at $60, I'm looking at what, a 55% profit. But I'm looking for $80 per contract. So I was actually looking for more. I got greedy. So I'm actually holding on to those. Those are my lotto plays. Let's see what else I mentioned yesterday. And then we'll get into the SPY prediction, the dark pool levels, et cetera, et cetera. We saw crypto kind of tank yesterday night. I haven't checked it out because I'm not invested in crypto. I gave up on crypto a long time ago. Oh, Romeo dropped a new video. So if you're new to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm saying. But Romeo dropped a video this morning on what traits to avoid. Because understand, 90% of retail traders lose money, okay? So please, it's a short video. It's probably a couple minutes long. But here's the Romeo catch. Romeo was trading live yesterday on our Discord. He mentioned XLU at $64.09. What did he do after he mentioned XLU? It went down 15 cents. It went under $64. Where is it now? It closed at $64.75. So you're talking about what, another 60% return on a trade that he mentioned. SPY dark pool levels, ton of dark pool activity at 394.22, which made me think we were going higher to the next level. So SPY on the next level, and I can bring up the trading view. So let me just go here and I'll analyze it with you. So again, we're sitting at 399 pre-market. I've got the 1 hour chart. Let me break it down a little better to the 15-minute chart so we can actually talk about what's going on yesterday. Now you can see all of these gaps, okay? Gap here, fill the gap here. Now, haven't filled that one yet. Tried to, but again, we're still gapping from the 408 area. So if you want to remain extremely bullish over the next couple of days, yeah, we're going to fill this gap to 408. Is it going to happen today? Highly unlikely. But let's go down to the key levels where we are and we're seeing volume, okay? So we saw rejection right here at 396.50, which I mentioned was a major point that it had to either hold if you want to be bullish or sell off if you want to be bearish. With that said, we were trading under the 396 level. We showed the 392 support. There was massive inflow of buying. When did this happen? When Fed Chair Bullard started speaking. What did you see? Pump, 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 pump. Huge outflow at the end of the day, securing profit. Does it surprise me? We're spiking up. So what am I looking for on the SPY today? Okay, very simple. In a normal day, I'm not saying it's going to be bullish or bearish. What's likely to happen that we're sitting at 399.19 pre-market? Well, it's likely we go up and we test the 401.50, maybe even 402, right at the top end, right here. 402, you can see the top end of the candlesticks right here. So it would really impress me if we broke through this 402 level. It would tell me we're extremely bullish and that we could ride all the way up to the next dark pool level, which is 404.50, let's just say, to keep it accurate, okay? So again, bull case scenario, opening at 399. You're looking for resistance or support right at the 401.50. If we break 401.50, you're talking about 404.50, okay? So again, bull case scenario, break 400, go 401.50, 404.50, 406.50. If we break 406, then you're looking at possibly 409, but I don't think we're going to break 406. Again, the market, if we did get extra strong today, it would likely reject 406. Now, I've given you the bull case scenario. Let me give you the bear case scenario. Bear case scenario starts out the same way. We're at 399. We pop, but we don't pop all the way to 402. We pop to about 401, maybe 42, something right around this level, 401.42, which would still be up from the close yesterday. We'd still be up what, 1.25% from the close yesterday, it would reject the 401 and a quarter, 401.50, 401.33, something to that extent, and we would likely trade down to where we closed yesterday, which is your 397 range. Okay, so again, your bull case scenario. Let's do bear case scenario. Your bear case scenario, trade up to 402, maybe 401.50, and then we head down to 397, and then we trade in the 397, 396, 398, but we don't go under 396.50. 396.50 acts as support. All right, so that's your bear case scenario, which is still kind of bullish because you're saying 396.50 is acting as support. Your bull case scenarios, ghost zone meaning not much supply, not much demand, all the way from the 400 level all the way to 406 and change. So again, levels that I'm looking at, 396.50. Is that going to hold support? Right now, it looks pretty damn obvious because we held support as we went into close yesterday, and we're opening up, gapping up slightly this morning. So again, we're looking at the next level higher, You're right under 400. Will 400 hold? Will 400 not hold? Will we break through? Will we not break through? That's where we're sitting pre-market. If we see the breakthrough, which I believe we will upon market open, remember, I've been talking about it for days. What do we see at market open? We see a spike up. Somebody played it the other day, reached out to me on the side and told me they made 40% on my calls within the first 7 minutes of trading. Okay, understand, I don't like to trade at the open because we've seen pretty significant drops, spikes, this, that. You're paying so much for the IV, so I like to come up with a strategy. My my Meta strategy was Meta was $74 and it went down to what, 72 and change. I thought Meta could go up to 178. So the calls that I was in, the 172.50s, if it goes up to 178, we're talking about $5.50. If I got in, if I re-entered at $1.50, you're talking about $5.50. You're talking about 240% return. So again, we're looking for the right entry. Make sure when you have whatever play you're looking at, hey, I'm looking to enter into DraftKings. I'll use mine as an example yesterday. It was something in 15 cents, $18.15, and I'm looking for it to drop another 6 cents so my calls get executed. Instead of dropping, it went up 7 cents to 18.22 before it ended up dropping. But when I went up to 18.22, I said, okay, I'm not getting those calls. Let me pull out of that trade. But that trade would have been 200% profitable. A lot of 200% profitable trades yesterday. Let's talk about what I'm going to do at open. Again, I mentioned those Meta calls yesterday, and I mentioned I was going to try and sell it open to take the smallest loss possible, which I did. I get in at $3.20. I sold at $3. After $3, they went all the way down to $1.22. Thought about getting back in at $1.50. Decided it was chasing. Didn't want to chase. Those same calls will be $4.50 to $5 this morning. Again, you need to figure out if I'm getting in something at $18 and I'm paying $30 for that option contract. Does the stock? It's Friday. The contract's expiring Friday. Does the stock have the chance to go up to where I need it to go up to? Yesterday, when I mentioned Rivian, I actually saw some shorts pushing in on Rivian, forcing the price down. When it hit 193, it was all the way back to 172. I saw that multiple times today. So that tells me with Rivian, even if I'm going to be right about Rivian, that is one that I want to exit and secure profit sooner than another trade that I would be in. All right, let's see what kind of questions we have. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Good morning, fam. Please give the thumbs up. I didn't do this. Okay, yeah, just watch the Romeo video. It was so good. So please, if you like to be entertained, you have a couple minutes, hit subscribe. Go to the latest video. Romeo dropped the latest video. He calls himself the Great One, and it's true. The dude is awesome at trading and awesome at teaching. The other day on our Discord, another reason to sign up for Discord, Romeo gives lessons at night and homework. Guess how many people were watching his lesson the other night? One person. It was a freaking private lesson for Vito. Yes, we show the replays so everybody can learn, but nobody offers stuff like that where you're almost getting a one-on-one. All right, what other questions do we got? Good morning. Can I check out the cues? Okay, the cues being technology. Let's just go there. A lot of texts coming in this morning, a lot of DMs coming in. Oh, like that. I love that. Rivian's up 1.88% over $16 this morning. Meta is at 177.30. Liking that this morning. We had some earnings come out from Dell and Hewlett Packard. Apple. We can talk about Apple real quick before I talk about the Qs. And these are all leading into Qs because these are all technology. And what's going to move your Qs or not move your Qs will be Tesla, because Tesla had a lot of bearish sentiment on it yesterday, pushed it down after their special Investors Day. But let's talk about Apple. Apple had inflow yesterday. Apple went as low as 143.90. I mentioned major support on Apple in the 144, 145 range. It was 145, but because the market started out the way it did yesterday, I said don't be surprised if we go down to 144 plus or minus 20 cents. If we can hold that level, Apple will shoot up. So again, you take 144, we went to 143.90. It dropped 10 extra cents. So Apple has major support, which is why I said, okay, don't be surprised if the SPY closes yesterday at 397. Again, it was up to 398 and change, almost 399. So that was a damn good call because when you're at 393, and again, I didn't play 0 days till expiration options. Those things are so risky. So when you see people on Twitter and they're like, oh, look at my return. I started with 21,000 a day. I ended up with 88,000. Yeah, the dude risked all 21,000. If he was wrong, his account would be at zero. Now, some of these guys don't care. But I know that most of you out there are trading smaller accounts, 100, 500, 1,000. You're entering one contract and you need to be correct. It's not like you can just flip a coin and be like, if I'm wrong, fuck it, I'm going to lose. No, I'm trying to safeguard your money, which is why I speak about certain stocks. Okay, so I did get the question about the Qs. I'm going to bring up the Qs. I'll talk about level of rejection or let's see where we're going on the Qs. Okay, so 5 days, we haven't really moved very much. We did fill this crater, but there's another crater to be filled all the way up to 298. So yeah, if I had to call the top on the Qs right now, today, I would say I'd be looking for 298. The fact that we're sitting at 294 and change pre-market, that would tell you, okay, we can go up 3 more points from the pre-market move. Pre-market, the Qs are up 0.4%. So if they were going to have a good day, I would say, okay, they're going to go up 1.25% today, and we're going to approach 297, 298. That's your bull case scenario. Your bear case scenario is, which I don't think is going to happen, we're going to contract. You're going to see 291, which would be a whole 1% down from where we are. Return red today. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I mean, all the charts that I'm looking at, it's hard for me to be a bear. Now, again, I'm a long-term bear, but I mentioned yesterday, I was extremely bullish. Going into yesterday, I was probably one of the only people to say 3 straight red days. Friday was red. I actually see the markets flipping, and don't be surprised if we see a major move. Posted that shit on Discord. Everybody else is saying, sell the market. Market's going down to 388, 389 in the SPY. I'm saying, shit, I wouldn't be surprised if it pumps up to that 396.50 level and goes to 399. All right. What do we got? Boeing. Boeing's a strong play. Okay, rather than being in Boeing, I would rather be in Delta Airlines or United Airlines. That's what I think. Is Google turning bullish? It's only turning bullish if you see support on Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. Again, I'm staying away from Chinese companies. But yeah, I mean, what stocks am I looking at today? Okay, so again, my stocks on a daily basis don't really change. I tell you, know a stock like family, understand its movements, everything like that. I've got 2 earning plays. I'm not going to touch either one. Apple's up a little too much. So I don't know. I'm more or less looking to secure profit. I want to get max value, which could be 179 on Meta. If Meta is 179 and my call options are 172.50, then I'm talking about 600 and change per contract. That looks good to me. Rivian, again, it's up over 2% pre-market. It seems to be spiking. Who knew about that? Lotto play. Well, this guy right here, what would my exit be? Well, it's probably going to be on market open. If I was looking for Rivian to go up to $16.19 and it's 16.02 pre-market up 2%, I'm going to say 16.19 gives me 70 cents or $70 on my option. If I had to look at other plays today, okay, something that can really move. I'm going to stay away from anything expensive. So Tesla, Salesforce, Snowflake, expensive. NVIDIA, expensive. So I'm looking for a cheaper option play. Here's the thing. Mara Digital Holdings, Mara and Riot, they delayed their earnings reports. So again, those are a little negative. I'm going to be looking at Uber and Lyft possibly as a lotto play. I'd probably look at Roblox as well, but I'm thinking that Roblox probably already made a 1 or 2% move this morning. Let me just see if I can find Roblox. AI had a huge earnings report. I said it would go up to 28. It's at $25.44. That's CAI, or AI is the company name. Let me find Roblox. Okay, Roblox only up 82.82%. So for me to get involved with Roblox, if you just look at the pre-market, if you see that dip right here, I need entry over here. If I'm playing an option, there's no way I'm buying a lotto Roblox or lotto anything when it's up here. I'm planning ahead and I say, okay, market opens. I need a dip on this stock to here. If I get the dip, then I can get in there. If I don't get the dip, then it's not a play. If you get into a lotto play and you're picking the wrong freaking entry, then you're screwing yourself. AI is up on good earnings. Can I check the ranges? You can't check the ranges. When a stock pops 18 or 19% like AI pre-market, there's not going to be much support or resistance as far as dark pool levels because this thing popped 18%, which is over everybody's ranges and ghost ranges. I mentioned that I thought I would see AI at $28. Why? Because that's where I remember when it was at 14 and it popped all the way to 28. I said, stock's up 100%. I know it rejected 28 in the past. So the fact that it was trading at $23 or $24 pre-market, wherever it is right now, I do think we'll get up to $28 probably in the next week or so to AI. But again, I'm not chasing. I'm not going into the stock when it's up 18% or 19% on open. I'm going to wait for it to pull back where I can see outflow, but I can find support. You're waiting for a pullback. Just because you get a pullback doesn't mean it's time to enter a stock. You got to see the pullback, and then you got to find support. When you find support, you go, okay, that was just consolidation. We're going to go back up. Let's see what we got. Thank you. I'm thinking the same thing today would be a bull day. Yes. So again, bull case scenario, we see on the low end, you see 396 and change. On the high end, you see 402, 402.50 maybe reject. Again, if it's an extreme bull day, we're going up to the 406 level because there's a ton of ghost zone. Yes, you've got to pass the 404.44 level to get up to the 406 level. So again, you're looking at 400, then you're looking at 401.50 all the way up to 402. The next level is 404.55, and then you're talking about 406.50. What are my thoughts on Tesla? Jeez, I would stay the hell away from Tesla. I mentioned this yesterday. Tesla had a ton of bearish sentiment and a ton of bearish flow leading into their investors' day. Then you saw after hours, it was down 3%. Okay, I thought if they're going to buy it, they'll push it back to even the next day. It went from 3 to -5 to -6 to -8. And then yesterday, even when the market was having some type of a bullish run, Tesla was fighting 189, 190. And I'm like, can't break 190. It's just being set up. So no, I would stay the heck away from Tesla. If you want to ask more questions, please join me on Discord. Today's Friday. I'm heading over to Discord right now. Romeo dropped a video on YouTube and a video the other day on YouTube. Please make sure you subscribe and watch that shit. If you have any questions, please ask them in the public traders chat or even in the private traders chat if you are a member. If you are a member, you must learn how to use the flows and algos room. And we're not just spoon feeding you. We're giving you the tools where you say, I'm looking at Google. What does the market think about Google? Let me check out the flow sum. Let me check out the net flow. Let me check out the algo flow. Let me check out the big flow. Let me check out the top flow. And then you're like, okay, if they all match the direction that you think Amazon or Google's going in, then you could buy the calls or buy the puts. If they don't match and it's showing you the opposite, guess what's going to happen? Even though you think you're getting great entry, you're going to get in looking for it to go here. You're going to get in and it's going to drop down here. Why? Because big money and the algorithms and the net flow. This is all being told to you. So what I'm saying is when we ended yesterday, even though they were loading up puts, they were loading up puts for a month or 2 or 3 out. So yes, in 2 or 3 months, the market could fall lower. But in the interim, here and now, we're talking about what's going to happen today. They were loading the calls and they weren't selling their calls from yesterday, which tells me they're looking for an exit strategy today. An exit strategy today, seeing how the SPY is sitting at 399.63 pre-market, is going to be my exit strategy. My exit strategy is 401.50 or 402 on the SPY. I'm looking for it to reject as or before it rejects. I'm getting out. So if we're at 399 and my stocks are to go up another 1%, and Facebook is up 1.5%, and Rivian's up 2%, shit, I'm going to look for Rivian to be up 3.5 to 4%. If Rivian's up 3.5 to 4%, and I'll do the math. I'll look at Rivian. Let me just go back here. It's up 191. So let's just double that. Let's say it goes up another 191. That's another 30 cents. So that's $16.30 would be my exit, making my $15.50 options worth $80 a contract. That's how I came up with I was going to ask $81. So I'm still going to ask $81. Please come up with your exit strategy. Make sure you execute. Make sure you secure profit. And if you like, make sure you join us on Discord. Love, Romeo, myself, Carlos, B-Finger, Drake. We're all there to help you guys win. Please join me on Monday.